You know, every once in a while, a theater production comes along that creates a buzz so loud you just can't ignore it. And right now, that's what's happening with the National Theater's new take on Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. But is all that hype the real deal? Today, we're going to look past those five-star reviews and dig into a different, more personal way of seeing things.
I mean, chances are you've seen this poster everywhere around London. This isn't just being sold as another play. It's being pushed as the cultural event of the season. And honestly, when you look at a cast packed with this much star power, you can bet the critics were watching this one like a hawk from day one.
And boy, did the reviews come in hot. They were absolutely glowing. The Daily Mail didn't mess around. They just came right out and called it a theatrical masterpiece.
Then you have the Daily Telegraph, honing in on the main attraction, declaring that Stephen Fry is irresistible. I mean, come on, that's the kind of quote that sells out houses all by itself, right?
And the praise just kept on coming. Words like gloriously frivolous and a joyous production. The message from the professional critics was loud, clear, and pretty much unanimous. You have got to see this show.
So what's the deal here? What's really fueling all of this hype? Let's break down the different pieces that have turned this revival into such a massive sensation.
Okay, first up, this cast is just stacked. It's a powerhouse. You've got the legend himself, Stephen Fry, taking on the iconic role of Lady Bracknell, which is a casting choice that just feels so bold and so perfect. Then you add pop superstar Ollie Alexander and the amazing Nathan Stewart Jarrett, and you've got an ensemble that's guaranteed to pull in all kinds of different audiences.
And listen, it's not just who's on stage. The team behind the scenes is just as impressive. You've got Max Webster directing, the same guy who did the incredible Life of Pi. So you know, from top to bottom, this is an A-list production.
But now, if you're thinking this is going to be some stuffy, old-school revival, think again. This production is getting praised for being outrageously camp, flamboyantly queer, and ludicrously entertaining. It's taking all that subtext from Wilde's original and just putting it right out there, front and center. The result is something that feels super vibrant and totally modern.
Of course, all this fresh, modern energy is built on the bones of a truly classic story. So for anyone who might need a quick refresher, let's just quickly run through Oscar Wilde's brilliant and hilarious original plot.
Okay, so the whole thing boils down to this fantastic comedic setup. You've got these two guys, Jack and Algie, who've basically invented fake identities to get out of their boring responsibilities. But, well, things get incredibly complicated and hilarious when they both fall in love while pretending to be people they're not. It's just a masterclass in writing comedy.
And you can see how this production's take on that classic story totally worked. It landed with the critics, big time. The Financial Times called it exuberant, joyous, celebratory, which pretty much cemented that unanimous seal of approval from the pros.
But hang on a second. Is that really the whole story? Does a five-star review printed in a newspaper really capture the full experience of actually sitting there in that theater watching it unfold?
And that brings us to a really different way of looking at theater. It's a concept we're calling the view from the stalls. It's all about getting past those professional reviews and starting to think about your own unique experience of the show.
So what do we even mean by the view from the stalls? Well, it's simple, really. It's your personal, unfiltered take on a performance. It's about what you notice, what moves you, what makes you laugh, and maybe what doesn't work for you. And that can be totally different from what some professional critic decided to write.
See, this is where you get to put on your own critic hat. A reviewer might give a big, sweeping statement, but you might focus on the little things. For example, what did you think of the way they played the character Cecily? Did all those extra little bits of stage action, the added business, actually make it funnier, or was it just distracting? And those new dance numbers, did they feel like they belonged? These are the kinds of details that make your perspective totally unique.
Okay, so this all brings us to the final act. And honestly, this might be the most important takeaway of all. How you can become your own critic and why your point of view is so valuable.
So here it is, the big idea. The most rewarding way to experience any kind of art isn't just to nod along and accept the hype. It's about taking that professional consensus and weighing it against your own honest gut reaction. It's in that space between the two, where they agree and especially where they don't, that's where you find your own truth. Your experience isn't just valid, it's absolutely essential.
So in the end, a show like this, with all of its praise and all its bold choices, it's really the perfect test case. The critics have weighed in, and they gave it a resounding yes. So the real question, the one we want to leave you with, is this.
What will your view be?